The WVU football season is in full swing, but the men's basketball team is also getting ready to rumble. We'll show you how the team is preparing. I'm Ashley Rogers.
And I'm Caroline Peters. The WVU rifle team continues to roll after winning another NCAA championship. Coming up, we'll tell you how the team is building on their success.
All these stories and more are coming up next on this edition of Mountaineer Playbook.
The West Virginia men's basketball team recently had their annual Gold and Blue scrimmage, where they also raised a banner celebrating last season's trip to the Sweet 16.
And the success is only pushing the team to go further this year. Justin Moore has the story on how the team is preparing for the upcoming season.
The West Virginia Mountaineer basketball team wants to start their season off with a bang after a disappointing loss in the Sweet 16 of last year's NCAA tournament against Kentucky. But returning guard Tariq Phillip says the experience will still benefit the team.
It's been a bittersweet kind of thing. It was a good ride that we got so far, but we would like to get way farther this year, and everybody's using that as like fuel of the fire, you know.
Despite not advancing to the NCAA championship last year, head coach Bob Huggins is still proud of what his team accomplished.
I think hanging banners is what it's about. You know, I think you want to walk in to where you played and bring your children in there, your grandchildren in there, and so I was a part of that. I was a part of that team.
The Mountaineers finished first in the nation in steals and second in turnover ratio, forcing turnovers like this and the easy buckets like this. WVU will still have team leaders Javon Carter and Jonathan Holton returning this season with an even bigger role to help the newcomers transition to the defensive scheme.
They're just not used to, one, the speed of the game, and two, the length of the people. So they're all getting used to that.
West Virginia will have one more week to get all the players on the same page. They host Northern Kentucky in their season opener Friday, November 13th in the Mountaineer Coliseum at 7 p.m. Justin Moore, Mountaineer Playbook, Morgantown.
The gold team defeated the blue team in the gold-blue scrimmage 46-24, led by lead scorers Elijah Macon, Daxter Miles Jr., and Tariq Phillip.
Last season, the Mountaineers finished with a final record of 25-10, along with their Sweet 16 appearance, and was second in the country forcing turnovers with 6.4 a game.
And while the men's basketball team is well known in Morgantown, Ashley, some teams are flying under the radar.
That's right, Caroline. Pole vaulting has existed at WVU since 1898, but many don't know anything about the sport. Reporter Brooke Chaplin caught up with the team to learn more.
Pole vaulting is a sport that allows athletes to reach new heights, and reaching these heights is part of what sophomore Maddie Gardner enjoys.
I love pole vaulting because it's dangerous and interesting and it always keeps me on my toes.
Even though the sport is daring, the team is actually quite small, with several members joining as walk-ons. Despite low numbers, the girls feel at home.
My teammates and my coaches are amazing. We all push each other to be better. I feel like we have a great team. I couldn't have asked for anything else.
The women's pole vaulting team is underrepresented at WVU, but that's why the girls believe their team is special.
We don't have a men's team, so it's just us girls, and we always work for everything, and everyone wants it so bad that it's like, even though we don't have a second half of the team, like, we still go and we still compete and we still make a mark for ourselves, and we have a lot of girls that, you know, this is what they live for.
Bertrand has been pole vaulting for 6 years and is a leader on the team. This season, her goal is to beat her current personal record and reach a new height of over 13 feet. Getting to the top will be hard work, but Bertrand says she's up to the challenge.
I want to get better. Like, I have that point, and I've set it for the season. It's like next season I want to get it again. I want to do better and bigger things.
With the season starting in December, the pole vaulting team is looking to improve from last season.
So I think the big thing is, you know, trying everyone to step up and put our best foot forward and make sure we're hammering out like inconsistencies and practicing as much as we can.
Even if the season doesn't pan out, this team will always remain a family. Brooke Chaplin, Mountaineer Playbook, Morgantown.
Bertrand had 7 top 20 finishes last year in both the indoor and outdoor seasons. and finished in the top 25 8 times.
Bertrand will lead the team this year as the only senior, while the rest of the team is made up of entirely underclassmen.
While only competing in 4 matches so far this season, the WVU rifle team's 4th straight national championship looks promising.
That's right, Caroline. Sarah Wells has more on how the rifle team continues to win and stay on top.
The WVU rifle team is the back-to-back-to-back national champion. After their first few matches of the season, they're turning heads again. Senior All-American Garrett Spurgeon says the team started this season even better than expected.
I was just really impressed with the way the team handled our first match and the way that everybody went in there and focused on what they needed to focus on. And, you know, as a team, we all shot really well.
The Mountaineers rank #1 after the first 2 matches of the season. And Coach John Hammond is impressed with the team's ability to jump back into things.
I think just how everyone came together and, you know, having been away from matches for quite a while, we're still able to put up some fantastic performances right away. So, you know, there was no sign of any, you know, preseason rust or anything like that. You know, we came right out and had some really solid performances right away.
WVU will shoot for their 4th straight national championship this season, including 5 matches right here at the WVU Rifle Range. Spurgeon says although the team is doing well, the loss of 3 seniors last season leaves room for growth and improvement.
I think everybody shot really well. I think there was definitely something that everybody could improve on, and everybody, you know, I don't think anybody was 100% satisfied with the way they shot. So I think it's good. You know, we've got some stuff to come in the range and work on and take into our next match.
The team hosts 6 matches in the range this season, the first one next weekend against Army. Sarah Wells, Mountaineer Playbook, Morgantown.
The rifle team is ranked #1 in the College Rifle Coaches Association poll for the 3rd straight week.
Along with a team national championship, shooter Marin Prediger became the program's 23rd individual champion after winning the individual air rifle title in March.
The WVU swim team is another group of Mountaineers that has experienced much success this year, and one particular player has broken many school records.
That's right, Ashley. I found out how swimmer Andrew Marsh is making a big splash in the pool.
WVU senior swimmer Andrew Marsh has spent most of his life in the water.
Since I was 9 years old, I haven't really stopped swimming. It's more of it's a lifestyle.
Since coming to WVU, Marsh has proven himself an asset to the team. He led the Mountaineers with 7 first-place finishes at the Big 12 versus Big East weekend.
Over the last 3 years, he's really developed into a really good athlete, and I think one of the things that has set him apart from the rest as far as what we're trying to get done is he has developed into his best coach.
Despite his success, Marsh says winning laps hasn't always been easy.
Freshman year I came in, I was young and I had no clue what was going on. I was just trying to survive. It wasn't until about my junior year where I actually figured it out.
Last season, Marsh was the first Mountaineer to break the 50-second mark in the 100-meter butterfly with a time of 47.69 seconds. But this season, the senior has a different goal in mind.
I made NCAAs last year, and I want to make it again this year. And I didn't final last year, and that's top 16, so top 16 in the nation. And if you are top 8, you get All-American status.
Marsh hopes to continue his swimming career after graduation. He plans on participating in the Olympic trial next June.
In 2014, Marsh was named to the Big 12 second team and was named to the 2015 CSCAA Individual Scholar All-American first team.
He was also a part of the 400-yard free relay team that broke a school record with a time of 2 minutes and 54 seconds at last year's Big 12 championships.
Well, Ashley, Bridge Day is one of West Virginia's most anticipated yearly celebrations that honors the 1977 completion of the New River Gorge Bridge.
And last weekend, adrenaline junkies from around the globe came to southern West Virginia for the event. At 876 feet, the New River Gorge Bridge is the 3rd tallest bridge in the United States. Once a year, officials close the bridge to traffic and open it to base jumpers. Those taking the leap of faith only have a few seconds before they have to pull their parachutes and try to safely navigate to the landing pad. But Bridge Day doesn't only draw thrill seekers. An estimated 80,000 spectators come out to Bridge Day every single year to sample local food, listen to music, and celebrate West Virginia culture.
That looks pretty scary, Ashley. Well, college athletes often balance a lot of responsibilities.
But one WVU golfer has a lot more than most. We'll introduce you to him next.
Also, straight ahead, we'll highlight some superstar athletes here at WVU.
When this edition of Mountaineer Playbook continues.
Every journey starts with a first. How will you go first?
For most student athletes, juggling school and sports is a full-time job, Caroline.
But one WV golfer is juggling more than most. Reporter Jordan Kramer has his story.
Easton Renwick has been a golfer for 21 years, winning the West Penn Amateur in 2015. But no day on the green can compare to April 30th, 2013, the day he became a father.
Pretty crazy, you know, especially being so young, you're not really sure how you're going to feel or how you're going to react, but when you hold him for the first time, it's like, wow, like, he's my son, and I'm going to be able to take care of him for the rest of his life.
Renwick was a member of the Coastal Carolina golf team when he first heard the news about his son Jackson and decided to leave both school and golf to be a father.
I didn't really want to be there at all. I wanted to be home. I wanted to be close to him.
He was working at a furniture store in Pennsylvania to support his son Jackson when Coach Kovich called and offered him a position on West Virginia's golf team, just one short hour away from his son. Renwick is supposed to see his son Jackson every other weekend, but with 12 away tournaments in West Virginia's schedule, he often finds himself struggling to balance the two things that he loves the most.
I've got a lot more responsibilities than most college kids. You know, got an off day, maybe you can go out and have some fun with your friends, but you know, most off days I have, I'm worried about if I can get up to Pittsburgh and spend some time with Jackson.
Though Renwick may not be experiencing the typical college life, his family is proud of the way he is handling the added responsibility.
He is, without a doubt, a great dad. Yeah, loves his son, loves Jackson, spends as much time as he can with him.
And while some of that time currently is spent on the green, Renwick says he won't be pressuring Jackson to follow in his footsteps.
Whatever he wants to do, if he wants to play golf or baseball, it doesn't matter to me as long as he's happy.
Renwick has had 3 top 20 finishes this season, but being #1 dad to Jackson remains his top priority. Jordan Kramer, Mountaineer Playbook, Morgantown.
Renwick seems to be handling his responsibilities very well. In his latest tournament, he just missed posting his 4th top 20 finish of the season, placing 21st.
He hopes to continue his good play in the spring when the golf team returns to tournament play. Here on Mountaineer Playbook, we bring you all things sports related at West Virginia University.
And in every episode, we highlight the top 5 athletes of the week right here at WVU.
So for this week on Mountaineer Playbook, here's our superstar players. Number 5, transfer senior gymnast Audrey Tolbert made an immediate impact last year and will be a front runner for scoring this season. Number 4, sophomore Carolina Lewis finished the fall tennis season with a 16-9 record, winning 10 of her last 13 matches. Number 3, Natalie Johnson led the women's swimming team at the Big 12 versus Big East weekend, placing first in the 100-yard fly. Number 2, men's soccer player Jay Merriam is a finalist for the 2015 Class Award, which encourages athletes to make a positive impact. And number 1, women's soccer defender Khadisha Buchanan is a finalist for the FIFA Player of the Year Award after winning the FIFA World Cup's Best Young Player this past summer. And that wraps up our top 5 players of the week, Ashley. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Mountaineer Playbook. Make sure to visit us online at our website.
You can also check us out on Time Warner Cable at 6:30 a.m. and p.m. in North Central West Virginia, Monday to Friday. I'm Ashley Rogers.
And I'm Caroline Peters. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Mountaineer Playbook.